brief discussion with Hélio Castroneves, a four-time Indy 500 winner, professional racer, professional ambassador to motorsport. He truly is an ambassador to motorsport of all kinds. And we'd like to invite him over and we'll have a brief discussion with him. Hélio Castroneves, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. As always, it's such a pleasure to see you. And thank you so much for your support of Robb Report, for our RR1 Club members, again, for being an ambassador to motorsport, and for the Concourse Club. But a lot of people have started out karting, just like a lot of people start out playing Little League, but they don't become professional ball players. A lot of people start out karting, but they don't become professional race car drivers. What is the skill, what is an element that is required to really take it to that next level that maybe a lot of people don't necessarily think of as being?
That's true. No, and the biggest problem, you know what it is? It's the parents, because they want to be what they never did in the past, so they push their son or daughter to be that. And what happened is, yes, initially, the son or the daughter, they end up actually getting the love for the sport, but they burn out because that's not what coming from them. That's not their passion. And for me, it was different. My dad had the passion, but I really wanted. Racing for me was not a sport. It was actually a life lesson, because as I was going through the whole process, I was dealing with a lot of people with a lot of money, people with no money at all. So, you all of a sudden making decisions on your own because I'm by myself. So things like that was fantastic. But the way I see your skills, people say, you're born with the talent. Well, these days, technology improves so much, I understand back then, with experience, you don't have simulators, and you don't have any other, the computer to actually find out what the other guy's doing to car. Now, that range is so small, because now you can actually learn from your competitor right there at the same time live, and you can mimic what he's doing. So it becomes harder, don't get me wrong. However, you still have to have the passion. Without passion and dedication and hard work, I don't think anything doesn't need to be racing. You're not going to succeed.
Well, you definitely have the passion. We see that. But you're also, having gotten to know you in the last few years we've done this, you're also very humble. But I'm going to ask you to kind of break out of that for a second and think about what is, out of the skill set required for a professional racer, what makes you stand out? What is it that you have that you think gives you an edge?
Look, my first race, I was so happy that I won. So happy that I won. And I just want to get out of the car, with the car moving, by the way. So, which wouldn't be not a very good idea. What happened is I totally forgot the protocols, or I don't think I pay attention on the driver's meeting. They're telling you, whoever win the race, you got to go to the winner's circle, right? I did not go to the winner's circle, so I ended up going to the first place, which is the finish line, and I get out of the car and I go and climb the fence. Now you ask me why? I don't know. I was so happy that I want to just celebrate with everyone, and but turned out to be an spontaneous way. I never intended. In fact, they gave me a fine right after the race because the protocol was supposed to be in the winner's circle. But turned out to be such a good way, such a good marketing, because everybody was like, nobody sees it.
It's become your trademark move.
It became my trademark move. But then after that, the guy came. I came with the check to pay, the fine, and the CEO back then, Joe Heisley. Yeah, he's had the cameras, and he ripped the check right in front of him. It's like, from now on, you, and back then Alex Zanardi was the one that doing donuts. You and him. Okay, in doing, but that's it. No more tradition. But it was cool. It was really fun. I'm glad that he saw that I wasn't doing anything for copying or mimicking anyone. I was just being myself, and turned out to be a great way.
If anything, it's good for the sport. It's showing that exuberance. You're trying to get with the fans and that closeness. You're building that relationship. Well, let's talk about you and the Concourse Club. How did you get involved with this amazing track, this facility, and what's your role now?
Yeah, no, it's interesting. There's so many people that come over here to Miami, especially now. Miami is a really hot spot. But back then, people talk, we're going to build a racetrack, And I got invited to a lot of scenarios, and again, here wasn't anything different. But I was actually with a sponsor of mine called Rev Group, and one of the guys said, no, these people are legit. So when I met Neil Gahani right here at the Opa-locka airport, he showed me the whole thing, and I'm like, okay, this is caught up my attention here. They're not kidding. And all of a sudden, we start having a great time. I said, look, I love to be part of it. I see the track. I can give you some sort of a adjustment, because I understand from professional, from not professional, you need to be a good place that people want to enjoy. It can be challenged, however, you don't want to be difficult. So there was those mix. And Neil and I and the entire team, not only Neil, but the entire team, Aaron and everyone, Suzanne and all the rest of her team as well. Oh my God, it was just incredible. I just fell through. I became founding member number four. So basically, I was right at the beginning. And look, it's just one of those relationships that I really enjoy to be part of it. And I'm meeting so many people, so many friends that have the dream to drive cars, to have a good time out there. And at the same time, the stories that they have, the members have, is very similar to mine. Starting racing, they start their business like you just mentioned, and in the end, will success.
Well, that's perfect. Just a couple more questions on that. So talking about how that progression with the Concourse Club for people who just want to get into racing with maybe no experience and where it can take them, tell us what's happening on Saturday. What's the Concourse Cup all about?
Yeah, so this is one of the dreams that the club has been having. It's actually more Aaron's dream, I have to say, to have, all these clubs, they have a tennis tournament or a golf tournament, and then you name it. Why not have, a Concourse Cup? This is what we do. We race around. And let me tell you, this is the second year, and it's actually better than the first year. It's so much fun to race against with the same people and you see the progress. Yeah. That's what I'm actually enjoying most. See the progress. Yes, I want to win. Don't get me wrong. I don't care who it is. Even if you guys are not professional, I will beat your ass. I want to make sure that
But do they give you a 10-minute time penalty to start?
I did all. But anyway, in the end, I want to win. No, but the good thing is, I want to make sure people have fun, first of all. I want to make sure people feel what I feel when I win a race. That's the fun part. I play tennis, and when I used to play with a professional, they put the ball in a perfect position that makes you feel like, I can play anybody. I'm playing with this guy. So obviously he's just making me look good. And but that was a good lesson, because that's exactly what I wanted them to feel. So I let them lead. I actually rub wheels with those guys to make sure they understand. And in the end, we exchange, experience. Yeah. And you see the guy smiling, and I want him to come back. And now every year, it's you making new friends, you making new drivers, and that's my goal in the Concourse Cup. So we're going to have the second race Saturday. Yeah.
So it's a 7-race series.
7-race series.
Second race is Saturday. Well, that's fantastic. Last question for you, Hélio. What is next for you professionally as a racer? What's the next race that's on your radar? And then your Indy plans.
Yes. So now I'm not doing the whole season. This year was the first time I'm not doing the full-time IndyCar season. I'm going to be 50 soon. Age is just a number, by the way. However, some people don't think that, so that's where I like to prove them wrong. So, but my team, MSR, or I say my team, because this year I became co-owner of the team. So now I'm on the other side. When somebody crashed and I see the nose and the pieces, I was like, ooh, the pocket. That's gonna. I never thought that way. It's like, it's okay, put it back together. But it's really cool to see that, learn about that side of the business, because it's a business in the end of the day. Not very profitable business, but it's a business. Sure. But again, when you see that the car finishing the podium or starting the pole position, it's a really good feeling. And so that's why the choice was to become that and race only Indianapolis. Said deal, let's make that happen. So I'm still going to be racing Indianapolis 500, which is, we got to break the record. So we won 4 times. Only myself, Rick Mears, AJ Foyt, and Alan Cecino were able to do it in over 100 years. Why not, right? Why not? We're going to go out there and make things happen. So we're looking for that. And but there is some other things that I cannot announce yet, but you guys are going to see it. And like I said, I feel like I just start racing, so it will be a lot of fun.
Well, you have a room full of people that are going to cheer on for your number 5 victory. Hélio Castroneves, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.